do that. So what it's been is a way to define that and come up with more guidelines of where would we let people, which ones do we want. For instance, they need to be granite. They need to be defined in some way. They can't be native. There's all these little things we've found that we need to put in there. So that's helped a lot. But she's looking at adopting a plot that the regent came down and started the DAR here, and she's a member of the DAR, as a veteran who died in service, and I think it's going to be a great plot for her. I don't know if any of you noticed, Greg's been hard at work. They have the Heritage All-Star signs up, and so they're at least in 2 places. There may be more. I haven't been out to Charleston to see if there's one there.
There is one coming into town from Charleston.
No. Oh, there we go. So they're great. They're reflective. They're with the Tree City USA, and that's really helping. That might be something that could go in the Friday update, that the signs are there, and to encourage people to do the survey that they're doing for the Heritage Resilience, which is a direct effect of getting that Heritage All-Star. So it'd be really nice if we could point out the signs and tell where they came from, and then encourage people to do the survey that they want done by October. So we don't do anything like any other cemetery, and I don't know that you mentioned in Planning Committee, Greg did, but we won the Sally Donovan Heritage Excellence Award at the state. This was almost 2 years ago now, but I don't think it was ever publicized or anything anywhere. So we do different things, and we try to engage the students. So in the world, there was a thing on Pinwheels for Peace, and it happens this Saturday and Sunday, and it's also the pre-time when we'll have lots of people. So the arts and crafts class, mostly freshmen, are making pinwheels, and we'll have pinwheels. This is what you do with broken fence posts when people run through the fence, and we have this kind of clever way that we can take our chopsticks and stick them in here. So the kids are having great fun making some of these. So you can, they encourage in the article to go look for the pinwheels. So you can come by the cemetery and look for the pinwheels, and I think that's all I have in specifics that we've got done. And if you have any questions of anything that's going on, what we're doing up there, but that's where we are right now.
So I just heard that at the cemetery at the U of O campus, there's an impromptu classical music group that goes and plays there.
Right.
I was wondering what our rules are on that.
So that would be great to have some. I think that would be one of the reasons to have the garden club there, because the last article it was in the World still said you can only get in on two days during the year. Well, that's been gone for years and years. So I think that's great. Masonic Cemetery also in Eugene also does that. It's just a matter of, so if you know anyone, because I think that is great, having it open on days was good. And I know the harpsist sometimes travels, but it's not the best place to play. But if anyone has someone that would love to play there, I'd love to help arrange that. Right now, they now have a junior ROTC program at Marshfield. It's sponsored by the Coast Guard, so there's definitely going to be some perks there. At the school, we're doing the recognition for the National POW MIA Day, which is Friday. So we're doing that, and we have this sort of poor flag for POW flag that we can't really fly at the cemetery. So he's going to take care of getting the appropriate size flag, and maybe a new Oregon one that will fly there. So that'll be great. And the kids now will come in the morning when I need a flag up and put the flag up, which helps me a lot. So I think that's going to be a really good partnership to have with the junior ROTC, and it's currently sponsored through the Coast Guard. So,
thank you so much.
You're welcome. So go look for the pinwheels all over town.
Yes. All right, action item 3B, quarterly report kayak vendor.
Yeah, so the kayak kiosk, I think we're almost a year of it being installed. We're over a year of it being installed. And the kayak kiosk vendor owner, the Wambas, they have provided us with their most recent update attached. And just last night, or this morning, I'm sorry, they sent over an updated one that I didn't get a chance to send out to the folks, but looks like they had another couple of rentals over this past week, so they have increased it to $2,950 from when they reported it the week prior, $2,830. So they're still doing quite well out there. They're still liking it. We still like it. We still get a lot of positive feedbacks regarding the kayak kiosk. So
Yeah.
I think it's doing good. And I think once we get the fishing platform done out there, I think it'll really go up.
I think it's great. I think we're getting a lot of kayak use. I was in part of the area that swath was cleared and out looking out over the lake, and I counted 7 kayaks on the lake one day. So it's getting a lot of use. It's a great place for especially kids to learn and for adults because it's a cool place to explore. So awesome.
Absolutely.
All right, action item 3C, Oregon Parks Forever Trail Network Trailhead Location Discussion.
So at the August 21st, 2025, staff presented the Kids in the Park program from the Blue Ridge Parkway Foundation to bring the track trail to the city of Coos Bay. The commission approved staff to move forward with the program and suggested that the commission select a trail to use for this program. The selected trail should engage children in the 1st through 6th grade age range that isn't too challenging but has enough interest for things to find. Also, the commission can select 3 brochures from the catalog of 30 available brochures showing things kids can find on the trail. Once approved, staff will engage with the donor to order the trailhead sign and brochures. So if it pleases the commission, make a recommendation of which brochures and trail within John Toppitz Park should be used for the track trail. Now, at the Parks Commission last month, we kind of gave a map of the John Toppitz Park, and Commissioner Faraday suggested that the commission select a trail. Has that happened?
Yes. Kurt.
I thought staff was going to do it.
Staff can definitely come up with a suggestion on that. We do have a suggestion. Unfortunately, I don't have the map with me, but I think it was...
We do. We do.
I just happened to bring one, Greg.
So what I would like to propose is to go from marker 1 up to 2, back to 29 to 27 to 32 to 34, back to 1.
So did you mark that
Yeah,
on
just
there? Go ahead,
draw it on
mark
there
it on
and
there,
pass it
and we'll
around.
pass it around.
Pass it around. And it's just right close to...
Not that we don't
just
all
shy
have the
of a
park
mile.
memorized, but
And how long do you think it is?
It's just shy of a mile. I marked it out.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's a pristine map I brought.
That is a pristine map. You guys are excellent. Pass it around. But it's just like I said, it's just shy. About 3/4 of a mile.
Okay.
Takes you by the water edge on the first track, and then it takes you up into the hills a little bit, into the forest, and the deep forest, because there's a lot of tall, I don't want to use the word old growth, because I don't think that's quite the definition of old growth trees in there, but there are some bigger trees in there. The trail is a little bit challenging, but not too bad. I definitely think that my grandkids can walk into that trail.
it's enough to wear them out, but not that you have to carry them.
That's correct. Or get lost.
Yeah, or just lost.
Can you see it, Harv? Okay.
You would any commissioner like to make a recommendation on the trail as presented?
I would move that we accept the trail as presented by Greg. I'm not going to go through the marker numbers. But
Okay.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a first and second. Any further discussion?
I just think, other than the fact I think it's important to go by seeing the water and to try to see the big trees, that's probably the best entrance for somebody to come into with the facilities that are down there. So I think it's a good place.
All right, perfect.
Correct.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed? Motion carries. Now we're moving on down to the brochure.
Moving on down to the brochure, and in the packet is the list of the brochures and all of the brochures. Now, I believe that there's a couple in here that can be personalized. And we can do that, but I think there's some in here that I think will fit what we're looking for, types of trees. I think we can definitely identify the kind of trees that we have in our area. I think that one can be personalized for our area.
Yeah, I think that there's a couple of tree ones in there, but one of the ones you can customize is the one called the need of trees, and it allows you to submit 6 species for the location. So it's the kind of thing where I think we could find somebody who knows trees well and go around on that trail and see if we can identify 6 different trees. So I think that would be a really good one. The other one you can customize is birds of the region, but they also allow you to do site-specific brochures as well at the very end, where you just come up with an idea that you want to talk about. Other than need for trees, my only other suggestion was we kind of pick one with a water theme, since we go by the water, and whether it's pond life, that's one of their standard ones, or maybe even something else that we want to do. So those would be my couple of suggestions.
I thought Pond Life was a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
Really did. We do have the lake right there. So
Is it the one you're on?
Pond Life, it's page 21 of your packet.
I think a quest for dragons, which sort of goes along with pond life, would get some kids' interest too. Dragonflies are often there.
Are there going to be QR codes for these?
Yes. On the trailhead themselves, there is a QR code, and it's associated with the 3 brochures that we would have.
So we're talking about trees, pond life, and do we have a discussion on a third one? I kind of like the kind of really basic one, the nature's hide and seek. So maybe for people who aren't looking for a specific bird or specific tree, but they can look for just a bird, just water, just
What
a
page is
feather.
that on? The
That's
black lettering on the bottom.
page 12.
Page 12.
It seems a little bit more simpler. So maybe for kids that aren't, that don't have the ability to focus on specific details, that might be a good option so that they can participate as well.
Yeah, that one seems like it's going to be more for the young, even the youngers, the younger hikers. There we go. I
Yeah.
can speak well.
So we have 3 that have been identified so far: the need for trees, pond life, and nature's hide and seek.
No further discussion? No? You want a motion? Okay. Commissioners?
I move that we select the brochures, Nature's Hide and Seek, Pond Life, and Finding Trees brochures.
I second.
I have a first and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Just for clarification, I just want to make sure I heard, was it types of trees or need for trees? Was it motion? Need for trees?
I think, anyways, my suggestion was the need for trees, because we can specify 6 species to that region.
Okay.
Where the types of trees that had oak and maple and a bunch, there's a lot of conifers out there.
Need for trees. Okay, need for trees, pond life, and nature's hide and seek.
Correct.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Action item 3D, quarterly budget status. Greg?
I'm just playing catch up real quick.
Okay.
So the commission requested a quarterly budget report from staff. Attached is the adopted parks budget for fiscal year ending 2025, and a current report of the budget spent to date. FS10 report also attached is the tool staff uses to manage and track the budget. So as we're going through here, the first attachment is the adopted 2025-26 budget. You'll notice the Parks Division, we do have in here still 01306. And that's just kind of because that was what was adopted. Now, we moved that over to Fund 37. So as we get to our tracking sheet, you'll see on that tracking sheet that we do have 01306, and then right next to that we have Fund 37. So we have two columns. So we're just correlating the two together. But because the adopted budget doesn't have Fund 37 in it, I just included 01306 here. Also included in here is a transportation fund, and that is because the bike and ped is still housed in the transportation fund 02. So just kind of scrolling down. So that's the adopted budget. And then on page 99 of the packet is where we start with our TNF budget tracking sheet. TNF stands for Transportation Facilities. And you'll see we have 2 GLs listed there. And this is how we are tracking now. Because we're so early in on the budget year, we track this monthly. So we're in September. So we don't have a lot of expenditure data on here, but we are tracking it, and we do have some. So I can hopefully answer any questions you might have regarding the budget. So
Kurt,
ask away.
you have notes, so I'm assuming you have questions.
Yeah, I understand. And again, it's mostly just questions. On the general budget, which I know is passed and approved by the council, and there is something to change there.
In regards to 01306 or 02? 01306.
I noticed, we went back to just 75,000 for building and ground maintenance. And I know the adopted council budget in 2024 was 164. And I'm sure there's some reasons for that. When I looked at this, it helps me figure out where we're at as well as this is, that there's a blind spot for me. I've got what the actual was in 2023 through 2024, but I don't have what the actual was in 24 through 25. I've got the first 2 months of this year, 25, 26. So sometimes it's difficult to see if how well we did last year, and if we have any concerns about going forward into this year. So that's just a thing. And I noticed there was 10,000 for the Venus Park community building. It didn't get budgeted for anything at all this next year. And then this is just a stupid question. Debt service, enterprise lease, is that equipment already?
That is for vehicles that is.
And there are no stupid questions. Those are good questions.
The other ones, the ones that we're doing right now for the 2 months, everything, to me anyways, everything looks really good. I mean, 17% of the fiscal year so far. You guys are really on board keeping everything under control. And so, kudos to you for that. Does the Venus Park stuff down at the bottom of the Venus Park chemicals utilities in operation, the pool, does that come out of the general fund too? For some reason I thought there was other fundraising or a group that helps support that.
No, it does come out of Fund 37. You see like utilities at 2%. So we get billed, but it doesn't hit our budget until a month later. So that's why it's so low right now. We haven't been billed for some of the utilities in usage yet. But there's no other supporting funding option for that.
And I'm going to skip you the gas tax one. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit because I noticed in the presentation we're going to do about the annual, the staff report on projects and stuff, that the Front Street project is now going to be funded by Urban Renewal District since the state decided to decline funding that Front Street planning project. When we were going to do it through the state, the bike and ed fund money was curious as to whether that bike and fund money out is going to still be used as some kind of in that, or is it actually bike and ped fund money that we could use for bypass and pedestrian improvement?
So my understanding is that the URA is funding the Front Street improvement planning, and that the bike and ped will not be part of that project.
Jennifer Spruce. Thank you. That's all I have.
Great. Any other commissioner questions or comments? All right, thank you so much. We're moving on to action item 3E, park-related project and grant updates.
As part of our ongoing commitment to transparency and collaborative stewardship, city staff will provide monthly updates to Park Commission highlighting current activities related to grant-funded projects, capital improvements, and operations and maintenance. This approach ensures the Commission remains well-informed on both funding and implementation while avoiding duplication and providing a clear view of project life cycles from award to completion. So for grants and grant-funded projects, we have John Toppitz Park. We submitted a CIS wildfire risk management grant, submitted July 31st, requesting $10,000 to support defensible space creation and vegetation management. Application status is expected by November 3rd. Project update, the contract has been signed and executed and work has begun. Staff continue to monitor contractor activity and track progress to ensure full compliance with the grant scope. Mingus Park restrooms and rewilding. For the restrooms on August 19th, City Councilors approved the Park Commission's recommendation to purchase the CMU block pre-designed restroom, perform site work, and purchase spare fixtures for an amount not to exceed $352,000. Mingus Park playground restroom has been ordered as pre-engineered CMU block facility. Permits have been submitted and submittals received. The site has been cleared and is being prepared for installation. Staff will install utility stubs prior to delivery. Mingus Park ball field restroom renovation is nearly complete. Doors, roof, and fascia painting, electrical, and site work are finished. Interior fixtures have been received and will be installed within 2 weeks. For the rewilding, site work is complete. Staff partnering with Coos Watershed Association to plant area with native and naturals to create educational signage. Work is anticipated to be completed December of 2026. For bicycle and pedestrian improvements, ODOT SRTS planning grant, the city will apply in January 2026 for the SRTS construction grant, $2 to $3 million, to move projects into implementation phase. TGM grant, transportation system planning, application submitted July 8th, 2025 to support bicycle and pedestrian planning efforts. Includes updates to the city's transportation system plan, awards announcements expected in late September. I did reach out to this funder and he advised that their funding is on hold. Project update for Front Street Blueprint project. Staff are currently gathering quotes at the direction of council to support planning and implementation of Front Street Blueprint project. This effort will be funded by urban renewal dollars. Market and 101, staff was informed by ODOT that an enhanced crossing is being funded at Market and northbound Highway 101. Schedule from ODOT is pending. Mingus Park Community Building, staff will identify and pursue additional grants to rehabilitate the roof and chimney structures as the next phase of restoration. Capital improvements, we have the Coos Bay Boardwalk. Staff is pursuing contract services to remove glass from the glass pavilion, roof the 3 pavilion structures, install new handrails, and install a retaining wall near the boardwalk entrance. Requests for quotes are being developed for all these projects. Projects are anticipated to bid in spring 2026 with construction targeted for early summer 2026. Operations and maintenance, we have Mingus Park Upper South Tennis Court. Staff replaced poles and net, restoring the facility for safe and enjoyable public use. Choshi Gardens, ongoing maintenance supports plant health, preservation, and garden aesthetic appeal, and maintains accessibility for visitors. John Toppitz Park Lower Lake Access Road, Repairs are complete, the drainage grate has been placed, and staff will be installing a debris broom in the coming weeks. Coos Bay Boardwalk, staff painted handrails and bollards.
Thank you so much. Any commissioner questions or comments?
Concerning the Mingus Park Upper South Tennis Court, we had public testimony on the drainage of the northwest corner. Is that going to be addressed? No.
It will be addressed, probably not this winter, probably next year. We have to develop a plan on how to move that water from point A to point B. I think there was a suggestion that it was just, dig a trough and make it happen. But unfortunately, it's just not that simple. I think we just need to come up with more of a plan on what to do with that water, how to move it from that point A to point B. I think it's kind of more of a wetland up there. I think there was a spring that discharged, and I think Kurt has alluded to that at a previous meeting, and observations made by staff as well. So I think it's a bit more than just digging around the cord and letting the water trickle how it wants. I think we just need to come up with a plan how to do that, and then also how we manage that water, and be sensitive of the environment around it to be effective.
Is this potentially another partnership with Coos Watershed? Because this is something that occurs on multiple people's property. This could be an educational experience on how people properly mitigate some of these waters and springs that we have popping up all over these hills.
It could be, and then once again, it's just also a funding issue as well. How do we manage it? What does that look like? Is it just putting a perforated pipe in the ground and running it to the nearest manhole or catch basin, stormwater manhole or catch basin, or is it something more educational involved with that? And then obviously the cost goes up when we start making it more intricate. And so, all the options are on the table. It's just right now we don't know what that option looks like.
Yeah, I was just going to say, when I went up and looked at it up there a while ago now, there's more than one issue. There is a pipe that comes out of the side of the hill that has some water that runs out of it because there's a steep hill behind it right in that corner. There is marshy ground right to the north of it anyways, the marshy part. So you're dealing with the water coming out of the hill and also the marshy part. And then that part of the tennis court is really kind of at ground level. And other parts of the tennis court, the one farther to the south, is built up. And so even when it rains on the tennis court, it all kind of drains off. But right there really is, you've got water coming in, plus there's no place for the water on the tennis court to get off very easily. So unfortunately, I think it's a more complicated problem than digging a ditch. I wish it wasn't just that, but unfortunately I don't think that it is.
I wish it was that simple as well.
So,
Any other commissioner comments on the park-related projects and grant updates?
I've got one too, and it's just a definition. The Market and 101 interchange that ODOT has decided to do. What do they mean when they say enhanced crossing?
So it's going to be a continental crosswalk with rapid flashing beacons and signage. Is what it's going to be. They're going to incorporate it with their. My understanding, we're actually meeting with ODOT. I think Monday. We're meeting with ODOT Monday, and we hope to get some clarification on when it's going to be installed. But my understanding is in going conjunction with the ADA project. When I first talked to them, that's when it was going to go in with the ADA project scheduled for next spring, summer. A continental crosswalk with signage, a crosswalk ahead, rapid flashing beacon crosswalk, and that type of situation.
Okay, that's it's a big improvement over what it is right now. But when you talk to ODOT about that, maybe we can twist their arm a little bit. I know nobody likes lights but me, but here's the deal. It's just not pedestrians and bikes that go across there, and we started talking about that. Front Street's being developed. We're trying to come up with a Front Street plan. So there's going to be even more development down there. There's the development that's already there from the museum down. And I honestly think there's going to be increased traffic on that road over time. And, you know, spend X amount of money now for a flashing yellow light where 2 years or 3 years down the road you decide, God, we really need a stoplight, and we spent the money on the flashing light when we probably should have spent it on the stoplight.
Yeah, and we did approach them with a traffic signal idea. They did an investigation, and they said that it didn't warrant a traffic signal. So we did ask them about a traffic signal, and they suggested, and they said that it didn't warrant a enhanced crossing. So that's where they landed. So we can definitely talk to them again about a signal. I don't know if they have much appetite for it, but we can definitely talk to them again about it.
They may not, and I know they probably looked at a traffic study as to how much traffic comes off of that road, and that's what they base it on. Next time they do that, I'll go there and drive up and down 100 times. But you know, part of it's planning. You know, it's planning for the future. It's just not looking at current conditions, and so hopefully they take that into consideration. But I'm doubtful, but maybe one.
Thank you, Craig. Any other comments? All right. Item 4, future agendas, regular meetings and work sessions. Any suggestions for the upcoming work sessions or meeting agendas?
So the upcoming work session already does have a agenda item on the Adopt a Park pilot program scheduled on that work session.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Hearing no other additional suggestions, we'll move on to the next line item. Staff and Commissioner closing comments.
Just thanks for all the work you're doing at Mingus Park and walking the dog and noticing. It's really fun to see all the progress being done, and the health of the wildlife and the wetland ecosystem has been really inspiring to see. So thank your team for all of us dog walkers out there.
Real quickly, I had to inform my fellow commissioner that there is a fun festival coming up this weekend. That no matter what your interest is, I think you'll find something that'll be of interest over the next several days, from parades to vendor markets to the various runs we have. The Prefontaine run, the youngsters will be running. So if you're not planning to do anything else this weekend, or even if you are, you might want to come down downtown. There's just a variety of activity going on with the Fun Festival.
All right. Thank you, Hart. And don't forget that part of that is Cruise the Coos. So
Yes.
come on down and watch that. And then if you would like to volunteer, please let us know. Because we would still need some more traffic coordinators for intersections. Kurt?
Just thanks to park staff, like always, for doing a good job. The Wilding area looks really good, and I know you worked hard to get it into the kind of shape that it is. I want to thank the people coming in for the public comment today, too, because that's the only way we learn about things. And I'm impressed that staff has already, figured out, hey, here's how much it's going to cost and what we might be able to do. And I do think looking for the drug-free zone signs is a good thing. I think in Oregon, it's just, they can be within 1,000 feet of the school, so that park is easily within 1,000 feet. And I think I told you at one of the other meetings, one of the time when I was driving out there, I stopped at the crosswalk because all the kids from the elementary school were going down there. So making it a drug-free zone down there too, so if someone is caught doing drugs down there, it kind of makes the park a little bit safer place for kids when they play. So anyways, so again, park staff doing a great job.
I'll echo that. And talking about the unofficial Eastside Park, Millicombe Marsh Trail, there's going to be an event a week after this Fun Festival, and there'll be another run on the coattails of the Pre. It's going to It's sponsored by the Coos Watershed Association. They're going to have a short run, a 2 and 5K, or walk. And then after that, a community work session on helping the native plants that were planted there to get a better hold. And then after that, there's at the city's boat ramp is going to be their birthday bash, food and music. So hope to see you there.
I got nothing, just thank you, commissioners, for taking your time out of your day. Thank you, public commenters, for coming in. It's our pleasure to do the job of the citizens, so thank you.
Thank you. Good. All right. Thank you so much for everyone for joining us today. Again, I appreciate everyone and their commitment to our city and making it a better place. So thank you so much. I hope everyone enjoys the last few days of summer and look forward to seeing you at the Fun Fest.
Thank you, Ariane.